Morning, boys and girls. Big Dave here. So this morning I thought I'd make a quick video on my new Marineland 375 Penguin Pro. And this is the older 350, which they just called the Bio Wheel. So I'm running this sponge media, and underneath it I have the bio rocks, and underneath that I have a layer of blue pad that I cut up myself, and then under that I have another set of bio rocks. That's what I run in this filter. I have this filter set up mainly to do biological, and I used to have another one over here, but I removed that because it was starting to give me some problems, and so I decided to replace the Fluval 70 that I had over here with the new Penguin Pro 375. So what I have going on here is, this is the old bag and pad from my other biological filter. And then I have just a screen in here, which is a penguin screen. But there's no media on it. This is the media. This is a sock bag that you can buy, and it has a lot of the blue media in it. This has two small sock bags and a penguin media that I put in there because I got it yesterday. The two bio wheels. You can see this one's running a little slow because the water flow on this side is slower. And then on this filter, underneath this tube, it's hooked into these two rubber grommets, big rubber grommets. One goes into the feed tube from the tank, and the other goes down into the filter mechanism here. But underneath it, there's a basket. Now, I'm not going to take it all out because it's like a kind of a finicky thing. But there's a basket under there if you want to put more media in there. Now, the motor on this is down in the front here. So, if you can see, I'm going to try to do this. I don't know. I didn't put the light on because I thought that maybe the window light would cut it. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click this light on because maybe it'll be a little better. Let's see. Yeah, it seems to be a little better. So what happens here is the motor is in the front. In this housing, and the impeller, and then you can put the adjustment tube on there if you want to have a screen on the top to get filtration out of the top. I don't want that. I'm just using the straight tube going down, and I believe there's an extension in here if I want to make it longer, but I don't have that running right now. And you might be able to see, not sure. Let me just tap this here. Yeah, we can't really see. The Grammy's in there. There's a Grammy in here that's about 6 years old. He's kind of out behind the tank there. But anyway, you can kind of see him. There's a blue gourami. He's underneath the bridge there. There he is. He's hanging out. Not that easy to see. If I tap this, let's see. Okay, so it's not going to work. Now this one, this has the feed tube that just comes out the front, but the motor is down inside the main housing. This one is in the tank. So that's one difference right there. I would say the new one runs a little bit quieter. And that could be just because it's new. But it's very quiet. This one has a bit of a rattle to it from having been around a pretty long time. But it's still running efficiently. So, the only thing I found that was kind of weird about the new one is the way they have that underneath. You can kind of see the housing that's down in there that has the motor in it and stuff. That thing separates into two pieces. The underneath comes off so that you can get to the impeller. And it's a little finicky. That's why I don't even really want to touch it. But it is a little bit finicky. And I'll be curious to see. I've read a few reviews where they said a bigger fish, you know, knocked the lower, you know, suction tube off. Knocked this off of the whole thing. And they couldn't, the impeller came out and they couldn't find it. Well, so we'll just see. Don't worry, none of those wires are in the tank. It just looks like they're in the tank. Everything's behind the tank. It hangs nicely on the tank. Fits in my double space that's up there. So, and I'll just take a minute. You know, this is Amazon fern. And there's some anubias in there. Then there's a few plastic plants that have been in there for a while. And if you have tanks, you know that those plastic plants also accumulate bacteria. So they grow some good bacteria and help with the tank. So some people make a big deal out of washing their plants all the time. And I mean, everybody has their own habits. I do not wash these plants. I take them out and just rinse them off in the bucket of fish tank water. I don't rinse them off in tap water or anything like that. I let, if there's any bacteria growing on them, I just leave it alone. And then there's some anubias in there. And then these are the roots and stuff from the pothos, which I have a lot of pothos in there. And that helps with the nitrates. So now I made this filter change and I'm using the old media from my other filter, except for the one bio wheel. That was the only thing I eliminated because it was broken. And that was a single wheel tank. So these are two new bio wheels. And you can see they're kind of light colored, right? And then these are dark already. These have been around for a number of years. So they're already have the bacteria that's grown on them. And that's the whole point of the bio wheel. But I also have a lot of rocks in here, the bio rocks. Because this primarily is my biological filtration. And this other one is primarily my mechanical filtration. Although, you know, it still serves that purpose of the biological also. So we'll see what happens. I'll report back. But made this change. And right now, I only have this one gourami in here. He's about 6 years old. My other older fish all kind of died off. And I didn't want to put new fish in here right now because I'm considering if this one expires in time, I am going to maybe switch to goldfish and try that out. I haven't had goldfish in a long time. And I really only want to run the one tank. You know, running multiple tanks is a thing of the past for me. You know, I just want to run the one tank. But there's another nice big Amazon fern. As far as I remember, that's what that is. There's a new little plant growing here. It looks like an anubias, but we'll see. I don't know. And these are all natural rocks, you know, things that I've collected over the years, and that's what we have here. Okay, so there's the filter comparison, and you can see the nice basket on the bottom. It's a good basket, right? Let's just click on that for a second, opposed to the older basket, which is different. So that's what we get with the Pro. All right, have a good day, and I hope this is of some use to you. And we'll talk. Thank you. Bye-bye.